Oh, hey, Amy. Hey, Jeannie. I love the regulars. Cute hair? Thanks. Thanks, I tried. Yeah, it is a rainy, freezing night in the Hudson Valley. I got some kind of virus from my kids. It's the end of a long winter. That's where I'm at. How are you guys doing? Howdy. Oh wow, it's full. Hey Lisa. Hey Otter Creek Goods, how are you doing? Yeah, I figured there would be a lot of people watching tonight. It feels like we all need to be entertained this week, you know? Oh, sexy voice, thanks. It's a respiratory virus. That's my strategy on the sexy voice. The longest winter ever. Okay, so when we get to 100 people, I'm gonna get started. But first, yeah, it's Weiner time. Let me go over the rules. And do you need me to go over what jewelry I'm wearing? My personal jewelry? I'll do it real quick. This is, these little coral drops are actually supposed to be strawberries. They have little engraved dots. Early Georgian strawberries. 3 of them. So cute. My daughter loves these. She says they're carrots. They look like baby carrots to her. And she's broken it by pulling it several times. But, you know, I keep repairing the chain. Okay, this one is a wax seal. I've probably showed you before. Do you see the anchor? The fouled anchor, which means there's an anchor with a rope tangled. Old wax seal on this chain that's a 9-carat chain, but it's from like the 1990s, marked London 1993. I think I'm going to sell this in the next Instagram Live next time around in 3 weeks. Then this is like the charm necklace I've been adding to over the years. There's a gold nugget base, just a ton of gold nuggets lined up, and an Ouroboros split ring, which are like impossible to find, but yeah, there it is. And then I've got this little abacus charm from Wake, my friend's jewelry company. It's spelled W-W-A-K-E. Little tuning fork that actually works. And this is someone's lucky half of a wishbone that they then had a gold snake put on with rubies in the eyes. It's actually a pin, but I wear it on the necklace. And what else is on here? Let's see, little scarab. So let's talk about the rules of the game, okay? Sorry, I have a cold. I'm going to be like sniffling and coughing. Regina. Yeah, I love Wake too. The founder is a woman named Wing, and she and I, every 6 months or so, call each other for advice. You know, we have the same like insurance guy and like security questions, or, you know, if someone's having some sort of altercation with like someone in the, I don't know, if for advice, friendly advice. She's a really cool, hardworking person. Never not drooling over the skeletals. Yeah, I'll show you. We actually are going to list one next week. Can you see? Here, I'll put it this way. All right, so there is the rib cage. You can definitely see that. We got some crossed bones there. Here's his face. Foots, lower leg bones, knees, pelvis. And there's his ribs again. I love this ring. I especially love that it's really in kind of smashed up shape. It would have had a lot more black enamel, but I got it in this condition. I bought it from my friend who said he found it at a scrapper in the UK. Someone was scrapping the gold because it's like pretty high carat gold. Not sure if that's true or not. You know, dealers, we say a lot of things, but I like that it's in kind of terrible shape because it means I don't have to worry too much about it. I can wear it and really use it as the memento mori it was intended to be. Because I don't know about you guys, maybe it's just like the history morning jewelry thing, but I think about the brevity of life all the time, constantly. Maybe it's being the mom of young kids. I don't know. But it's not this ring that does it. It's kind of working with all these old pieces that belong to people who are mostly not on this earth anymore. That's certainly part of it. Anyway, I do everything in this ring: sleep, shower, garden, shovel snow, which I do not recommend doing that in a 22 karat 17th century ring. But hey, shall we talk about the rules? Okay. I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of new people here today. There just was a lot of hype about this one. If you see something that you like, you are going to comment that you would like an invoice for that thing. So you would be like, invoice skeletal ring. It's not for sale, but there's an example. Veronica is our retail manager. She is Rhinestone Cowgirl here on Instagram. She's going to DM you a link. You can get out of this live or use your laptop or your computer on a second device, and go to your DMs, follow the link, use your credit card to check out. You can also use Shop Pay if you want to pay in installments over time. But a lot of other people do Instagram lives where you just say like, I claim it, I want it, and then invoice you later. That is not what we're doing. You gotta pay to play. You gotta pay. Whoever pays for the thing gets the thing. And we're gonna go in order of which comments we see first. So just say invoice. If you end up feeling like, oh shit, I don't actually want to pay for that thing, just don't pay for the thing. The next person in line is going to get the thing, okay? Expect about 5 minutes between invoices being sent, because there's like a weird glitchy thing with the back end of our website. But yeah, let me think what else. It takes us like probably 2 weeks to get everything packed up and mailed. Small team. We have like a whole business we're running, and this is kind of the secondary business, I would say. This project is like kind of just like our side hustle. Expect about 2 weeks before your piece gets shipped to you, and you're going to pay a $20 flat shipping fee. UPS, signature, insured, and that's the actual. We don't make money on that. That's just slightly covering our shipping costs. And final sale on everything. If you see something and you want it, commit, go all in, because it's no returns for these guys. Of course, if there's some like mistake or some horrible situation, we're not like monsters, but the idea is to like really get these things, move them out the door. Don't just try not to F around with the returns. Final sale, let's say. Don't be that person. And what else? What am I missing? Feel free to say whatever you want in the comments, ask questions. I'm kind of paying attention while I'm trying to recall every fact from the darkest corners of my memory about these pieces. I've personally bought all these things myself, collected them. Some of them are from my own jewelry box. I've reached that point in collecting old jewelry that, I may have had something for 10 years or 15 years, and then finally it's time to let it go. I'll let you know if that's the case with this piece. But then some things are just like so awesome. In this process of buying things, I'll get things for the Instagram live, and so many things end up in my own jewelry box. Deborah's asking, do you source things for these separately from the main hustle? Yeah. This is like it's kind of like my pet project. About 2 months ago, I decided to stop being on social media, or stop scrolling in social media, looking at it for, I still use it for work, but I put like this, I bought this app that blocks you from looking at Instagram or Reddit, which I actually love Reddit, or social media or the news during most of the day, because it was it was too much for my delicate constitution. And instead, I started thinking about this project and like just contacting everyone I know who sells littler things, smaller dealers, local dealers. It's a totally separate project. The prices are totally different. I'm on a different coast than Lindsay and Veronica. They're kind of taking care of the website and the higher price point, finer jewelry. And I'm kind of doing the quick and dirty, buying a lot of things locally. Going into New York here and there, going through the scrappers, and calling up like my oldest contacts from Brimfield, or like friends I met, I don't know, just using different parts of my brain to gather all this stuff. And truly, it has to really float my boat for me to collect it for this. The website is a totally different thing. Lindsay and I make a lot of decisions together. There's a whole like budget and markups and margins. It's like more of a professional endeavor. This is just kind of like wild and free. And a lot of these things I'm really not making very much money on. I'm a dealer. I'm a collector. I have to buy things and I have to sell things. So this is like, if I wasn't doing this, I would be spending money on like more wackadoo sculpture for my house, which I need to just like lay off of that. So, shall we? The first thing I have is something that people have been like freaking out about online. It's a silver bean. So I'll just give you an example of how this works. If you want to buy this turquoise silver bean for $750 from 1870, I'd say, 1890, English, you're gonna make a comment, just like Honeybee did. Say invoice bean or invoice whatever. So looks like 4 people have requested an invoice for this. Check your DMs and follow. If you don't get a link, it means someone bought it before you, okay? If you do get a link, follow it and pay. You've got about 5 minutes to do that, I would say. But beans are not a thing in jewelry in the 20th century. In the 19th century, they were. Probably because of like the fertility of a bean, the possibility of the plant that's hidden in there. The thing I like about it, there's 13 turquoise cabochons here, 13 being a lucky number. I think a lot of people, in the past 50 years think it's an unlucky number, but in the 19th century, it was considered much more of a lucky number. Fertility, fecundity. Okay, it's sold. So, I'm putting away the sold things here in my pile. Next thing I have is just like something that's hard to find, but everyone needs one. It's a 9-carat turn of the century gold chain, $650 from around 1900. Can you see the details? It's that color that's like not rose gold, not yellow gold, but like this is a super, sorry, I'm trying to get my lighting right for this live. It's slim, but it's got great texture. It's rosy, but it's not pink. $650. The thing that's great about it, it's from around 1900, is this clasp, this barrel clasp that's stamped 9-carat CT, being the English way of saying carat. But it's so skinny that when you have charms or pendants you want to put on, you can just thread it through. You don't have to have like a jeweler fuck with like opening the loop or anything. A solid little piece. It's 16.5 inches long. So the layer you're going to have there, let's see, on the short side, which is good because it's a slim little delicate sort of femme. Yeah, it's about the same as my baby carat necklace. I'll move on since there's a lot of invoices out for that. The next one is, like I said, personal collection pieces. This guy's $1,500. So it ain't cheap, but it's also not expensive for, I mean, go ahead and Google, try to find one of these guys. You won't. I found 2 in 10 years because I'm always looking because I'm a fucking freak for these. One of them is with me, always and forever. And the other one's this one. So this is the jaws of a marten, marten, which is like a little weasel. Let me see how this looks. It's on the larger side. So this was like a mink or a weasel. These are German hunting charms. Yeah, it's fucking weird as hell. They open all the way up and you can see like its sinuses. What else can you say? One tooth was cracked, maybe during its lifetime, maybe not. But it stays shut, and the silver setting has got oak leaves and acorns on it. It's silver. I would say this could be from 1890. It could be all the way up until 1930. They're called charivaris. They were worn on like a silver chain as part of a German hunting setup for men. Some of them have fur, some of them have like a little hoof or like the hand of a grouse or something. Basically, you'd wear them while you were hunting to imbue you with the qualities of that animal. Like these martens were really fast and really fierce. So it would give you ferocity during the hunt or cunning or speed or whatever. The other thing I read about them, sounds maybe apocryphal, I don't know, is that you weren't allowed to buy them. You had to have them passed down to you. Yeah, you can screenshot things. That's totally cool. Isn't it fucking weird? $1,500. I don't think you'll see another one. Yeah, it's creepy. I mean, like, look at those little fangs. I just goddamn love this. My son also has been obsessed with this since he was about 2 years old. And I'm sorry, I told him it was moving on. Okay. So, let's see. I'm sure someone is going to take that because you guys are smart and you know what's good. This is, okay. So moving on from weird, these hoops look really basic, I guess. But again, it's that old gold that's more rosy than yellow. They're 18 karat French. Can you see? There's a little stamp. It almost looks like a dent, like a hammer mark on the ear wire. That's the French hallmark for 18 karat. They're $1,600, by the way. They're hollow, so they're pretty lightweight. But yeah, French hallmark for 18 karat gold is a eagle's head. So if you look under a little loop, it's so tiny that you'll be like, that can't be anything. That looks like a scratch. It's actually an eagle facing left with like in profile. I love French hallmarks. They're always gonna give you really clear information. They're about 1 inch in diameter. And these are like everyday hoops. You can wear these every day. You can almost kind of wear them to sleep if that's your bag. I mean, I wear smaller hoops to sleep. They're from around 1890, 1900. And the only thing that makes them, well, there's a couple things that make them different from like your average Canal Street hoops. This little decorative ball and just some more carefully considered hinges and clasps. They're awesome. French. It's interesting to think what was going on in France in 1890. I think that was like prime Moulin Rouge times. Am I right or am I wrong? French history is not totally my bag. But I think I have a vague idea from knowing the history of the world. Let's see. Oh, this is kind of fucking incredible. Okay, check out all this coral. all this like raw branch coral, meaning it was not cut, polished, it wasn't ever turned into a cameo. It's really taken out of the ocean, and this is what it looks like. It's illegal to harvest orange coral at this point in time. So this was part of this mourning necklace. There's the person's hair who's being celebrated. This one I'm asking $1,350. Yeah, it's incredible. And here's the engraving. Let me see. The engraving is for Charles Luxmore. Let's see. This is like unmistakably old English handwriting. Charles Luxmore. O.B. died July 1793. M.L. was the person who commissioned this necklace. Oh, Gloria's telling me the coral is cut and polished by hand, and it's a bargain at $13.50. I know, it's actually a great bargain. I can see that the original silk and sort of gold wire is still all here. I don't think this was restrung. Okay, so there's the clasp. I'll show you what this looks like on the bod. I know. It's really, it's a look. This is not like a casual piece. This is like a going out in a gown kind of thing. Okay. It takes a little arranging, but I would wear it with that as the centerpiece, not as like the clasp in the back. Damn. Yeah, that's like real good. And I think you would have to arrange it before you actually put it on so that the long pieces are at the bottom and the short strand is at the top. So I might do that again, but you get the idea. There's like a swag. That side's good. This side's twisted. I know, girl, it is good with denim. I always like to wear a little bit of a piece of coral. God knows what is left on those coral reefs, but this would have been Italian coral, probably. It's from the 1790s. Think about it. This is American Revolution stuff. I'm gonna leave that on. 1,350. Did that just sell, Veronica? Something just did?
Not yet.
Okay.
Teeth soles.
Okay. Someone is the new owner of this crazy ass weasel teeth. Oh, this is easy and a fucking great bargain. I gotta say, $750 for a solid gold Egyptian Revival scarab safety pin. There's like not a thing wrong with this, except the way I'm getting it to focus here. This bug is completely intact. In the 1880s, people were really excited about archaeology and anthropology in the ancient world. Humans, people for the first time were getting really, well, not for the first time, I think for the first century, people were getting so psyched about what was coming up out of the ground in ancient Egypt that scarabs became a whole motif for the next 100 years, for the next 200 years. I mean, think about walk like an Egyptian. Anyway, sold. That's a great deal. The next thing is also a freaking steal. And I know Gloria's Antique Jewelry is watching, and she always will weigh in on when something is a great deal. And this is a paste eternity ring from the early 1800s. You can sort of see there's a black dot at the center of each stone. This was painted on the butt end, the pointy bottom end of each stone, to make it look more like a diamond. But these aren't diamonds. These are super high quality rhinestones before there was such a thing as rhinestones. It's a size 8.5, but actually on my finger it feels a little smaller. Maybe an 8.5. It's not resizable. Hold on, let me grab the... I mean, it's measuring as an 8.5. The cool thing about it is, at that time, the invention of white gold was ages away. How fragile is paste? I mean, it's technically a kind of like leaded glass. So the paste stones aren't going to be the thing to worry about, like them cracking or anything. It's more like them coming out of these silver settings, which are, I mean, there's no loose stones right now, but this is not an everyday kind of ring. So before white gold and before platinum was really widely used in jewelry, can you wear it every day? I would say no. This is not like a bash it around kind of ring. Yeah, I would say no. Foiled, yeah. These all have foil behind them. Meaning, someone cut a little circle of silver foil, it's pretty hard to say, but put it behind each stone, between the setting and the stone, to bounce the light back out, reflect it back out. At some point, this ring probably got wet. Yeah, exactly. Probably got wet because the stones look a little bit dark to me, which is kind of like, could be a blessing because I have some foiled diamond pieces from the early 19th century. And that means I don't have to have like a panic attack every time I wash my hands. I just do it. The foil is already oxidized, it's already dark, and that's all there is to it. It's just gonna be that way. So it's sort of like my little memento mori skeleton. If they come to you a little fucked up, it's like the pressure's off. You don't have to be the steward of some like museum quality piece. That's just my opinion. Okay, so on the inside, the maker put a layer of gold so that when you wear it on your finger, you're not going to get, a dark silver tarnish mark on your skin. That layer of gold is, it just looks so warm and special. It's such a Georgian, useful thing that they did, and it looks cool. It looks great. I love it. I got this at like a screaming deal. And how much did I say it was? I said it was $750 for an 1810s eternity ring that pretty much looks like diamonds. One of these paste stones has been replaced. And unless you're a professional, you're never going to be able to tell which one it was. Okay, some smarty pants is going to buy that one. That's a fucking good deal. Or we'll put it on the website for twice the price. Okay, these moonstone earrings at $900 broke the internet. Gloria says, when I wear foiled stones, the ring goes between my teeth. Yeah, I do that too. Okay, Edwardian moonstones, Art Nouveau style orbs. They've got a really good, super hazy. They're not like glassy, see-through. And here's what they've just got these sort of tapered backs and a pretty simple structure so that as much light as possible can get through them. I got these so cheap, and that's why they're $900. The size of that ring is an 8.5, the eternity ring. Yeah, for $900. I got these from someone who was kind of like a scrapper, just kind of like one of those shady ass dudes who you're kind of like, why are you a jewelry dealer? They just seem to like, oh God, how do I even explain it? Just like a vaguely creepy dude. And then as soon as I got these home, I had to I washed them, soaked them, scrubbed them, cleaned them so many times because they were in like atrocious condition. We're not going to go into it, but now they are clean and you'll never know. You see the light kind of like crystal balling around in there. These kind of bring light into any situation and are of any kind of any time period. They look sort of 1950s even, but they're not. They're 1890s. Art Nouveau. The Art Nouveau artists were really obsessed with moonstone and Baroque pearls and anything that's like of the earth, has some mystery about it, some celestial vibes. Did I sage them? I used some flower essences and a lot of hot water and soap. Okay, I'll put these aside because this is... Oh, sold? Someone just bought something for $1,900. Okay, let me see. Oh, these are another, like, people be freaking out. Yeah, lotion and oil and gunk. That is the way. These guys look like starfish to me. They're really tiny and adorable earrings. On the back, man, this is going to be hard to see in low light, but there is stamped a patent number and the words 9 carat. These guys are $625. 9 carat, and they're not diamonds. They are kind of like rhinestone. They're rhinestones. You can say paste, you can say rhinestones, but they're old. They're a little bit yellowed in a great way. Early Deco. So this is like the transitional period, I would say, between Deco and the Edwardian era, where we weren't going like full Deco, but it's starting to get a little like technology is taking over. Like these are machined settings. You can tell because they're very standardized. And they have these kind of like rub over settings where you bend over the prongs. They're not all custom like it would have been 100 years ago or 50 years ago. They're like partially mass produced. A really interesting slice of time, like any products that were being made in a transitional technological era. Really interesting. Anyway, here's the scale. I mean, sparkly as hell. Next is a thing I'm wearing. It's a PK ring. I'm asking $695. We're going back in time here. I'd say 1870 here. So I'll turn the camera around for this one. Do you see... Actually, I think I'm going to say it's a little earlier. I'm going to say it's like 1820 or 30. This is a super Georgian silhouette to me. God, it's like it gets hard to even explain why I see these things, and it's like a nonverbal thing at this point. This is a classical silhouette that was adapted for the 1820s, 1830s. So PK is tortoiseshell. It's brown, somewhat opaque but kind of translucent tortoiseshell from the hawksbill turtle, which is now endangered. No one's harvesting turtles for jewelry anymore, but it's inlaid with gold up the sides, and it's a size 5 1/4, not resizable. But man, if you have a lot of gold, like I always say, oh, it's sold, but putting some organic material in there, like PK or gutta percha or vulcanite, is it makes your gold look more gold, and it makes the stack just kind of feel balanced. Okay, speaking of Art Nouveau and organic gemstones, this is a Baroque pearl. This is $425. Pure Art Nouveau here. That like wavy, it's a pendant. So whoever's buying this 9 carat antique chain, this is kind of what it's intended for. So the Art Nouveau crowd were really into these organic gemstones that the beauty came from the earth. They were uncut, sort of unadulterated, beautiful as they were, natural, organic. And this sort of, there's not a single straight line on this whole piece. Everything is wavy and curvy. And that's how you know you're looking at Art Nouveau. They were basically allergic to straight lines. Okay, a couple invoices out there. Another excellent chain. Okay, it looks like that pearl is sold.
Yeah.
Everyone's always asking me for chains, so I got you a couple. This is a really great, not gold, but pinchback. If you guys are nerds, are you talking about this 9-carat chain for $650? The one from the sort of fin de siècle, is it French? 1900. This one did not sell. This one's $650. But this one is pinchback. It's older, 1860s maybe, and it's got this sort of decorated, machine engraved, so it's stamped. So it's factory made, just the clasp. Pinchback is a great material that has its own look. It looks pretty gold, actually. And that's because it was invented as a faux gold by a guy named Christopher Pinchback in the 1700s. But they continued using his formula. His people made jewelry for a long time after that. It was really hard to replicate. And I think this sounds like a really good story, but I don't know if it's 100% true. But to this day, people can't reproduce pinchback. The pieces we have that are true pinchback are like, they never tarnish. You never see any sign that it's not gold. It wears just like gold. It looks like gold. It feels like gold. This is a great chain, and it's $575. It's 17 inches long. I don't even have to say anything about that. That's gonna sell itself. Oh. Okay, so we're getting into the gemmy, the gem portion of the night. This aquamarine is $1,850. Oh wait, did that first chain sell? I just want to get it off my desk if it sold.
It did sell.
And the pinchback?
The pinchback did.
Okay. Yeah, the pinchback was a secret recipe. Yeah, and I've been buying, you guys, not to toot my own horn, but I am extremely good at finding fucking weird jewelry and finding it at good prices. Anyway, this aquamarine, let me tell you about it. It is 5.5 carats, 5.43 carats. It's 18 karat gold. It's French, and it's like deco, early deco. No, maybe 1930s. I got really bored of deco during the years I was selling like engagement rings at our stores in New York City. But then this year I got really into French deco, which is funny because French deco is not as like over the top Chrysler building looking as American deco, who I think is like the undisputed champions of making deco jewelry and architecture, Americans. But the French had their own sort of French deco thing going. I'm still totally learning about it, but here's a great example. 18 karat white gold and platinum. And the way I know that is because these French hallmarks, which I've really fallen in love with, it's got a eagle head, like I said, and a dog's head as well, which is the platinum stamp right next to each other. Let me see. The untrained eye is not going to see shit. It looks like a little diamond-shaped ding. That's the dog's head. Anyway, it's a great old cut. Yeah, it's an old cut aquamarine, and it is an interesting thing about aquamarine is the bigger the stone is. Oh, the price is $1,850. It's a size 5.5. We can size it up or down, only 2 sizes. But like, look at the structure. It almost looks like the steel beams of a skyscraper. Anyway, I was saying aquamarine, the larger the stone is, the bluer the stone is. A teeny tiny aquamarine is going to look clear. Something about the light moving in the stone that gives it the color. French Deco Aqua, under $2,000. And yeah, the way resizing works in this show is we'll figure it out after the fact. We'll resize the ring for $90. We have a jeweler that's really talented. You can get a local jeweler, or if you have a great jeweler, do it locally. That's cool. It's still going to be somewhere around that price. But you don't want anyone to ruin it or mess with it. This one's a straightforward sizing thing. I just wouldn't go more than a 7.5 or size 8. 1,850. Rubies are still coming up. French Deco Aqua. I'm gonna keep wearing it. Let's see what's next. Oh, $595. A little morning bracelet. I don't know if this one's American or English. I really don't know. But it's got pyrite, iron pyrite, also known as fool's gold, inlays on here. It's a sort of typical morning jewelry style for the later stages of mourning. So in the early stages of mourning, you were allowed to wear black. You had to wear black, but you weren't allowed to wear anything shiny. This is both shiny black. It's jet. These little lozenge-shaped guys are jet. And then the fool's gold gives you even a little more sparkle. So this would have been several months after you lost someone. Yeah, it's a little on the big side. It's an 8-incher, I think. It's a little bigger than I wear, but if you want, I can remove a jet for you and make it whatever size you want. $595. Jet, you can totally tell it's jet because that ultra shiny, almost mirror finish. It also feels heavy in the hand. Jet is a fossilized wood, so it's a mineralized organic material, and it's heavy. Cool. We got a couple invoices out there, and this thing is the kind of the most cuckoo crazy of the night, I think. This is an emerald, a giant fucking emerald set in 9-karat gold. I call it I think it's called a specimen emerald, 1,450. It's crazy. Hold on. First, what just sold so I can take it off my desk?
The jet bracelet just sold.
The jet and the aquamarine. Okay, I'll be sad to see this aquamarine go. It's really something. It's a good price. This is engagement ring material. It's big. It's very blue. It's the kind of blue only an aqua can be. Anyway, can we talk about this crazy ass thing? It must have been custom made by someone who was a gem miner or a naturalist or what could it be? Let me see if I can show you with my crappy LED lights that it's slightly translucent. Can you see that it's glowing a little bit? Oh, Shira! Hey! Shira Sukarmi is my old business advisor and a friend and a very, very good collector. Smart collector. Okay, so look. It's big, it's heavy, it's chunky. It reminds me of 1990s mall crystal jewelry, although it is nothing like this. This is 1890s, I would say. And the setting, okay, yes, so it is 1,450. It's not set in 9-karat gold. So the person who made it into a pendant was English. Yeah, it's an emerald crystal. You can see a lot of host rock here, meaning whatever was growing next to it when it was dug out of the ground is still there. And it's not a gem quality emerald. No one would be cutting this for an engagement ring. It's It's like a natural novelty. It is heavy. It's really heavy. I know. I saw it. I was like, what the hell is this? Okay, I'll give that a second. Next one is just another French. This one's a little more mid-century, maybe 1940, maybe even 1960. I don't know. Smoky quartz, big old French smoky quartz, $850. It's 18 karat gold. And dude, I don't know. I like colored stones. Call me crazy. I'm just getting into it. And if they're shaped weird, I like that even better. I like how elongated that rectangle is. This one's, okay, so it's French. We got the eagle head on the back, even though it's really faded. The French put their stamps on the outside of the band. Ooh, you can sort of see it there. And the English and Americans and most of Europe put their stamps on the inside of the band. But if you see a hallmark on the outside, you're probably looking at French jewelry. This guy is totally resizable. Let me see, it's size 6.5 now, which is a pretty wearable size for most women, not all women, but we can go up or down as much as you like. And it's 2.3 carats. The emerald is $14.50. Regina, you're gonna get it and be like, did I buy like rocks? It's so heavy. Yeah, I find diamonds to be pretty fucking boring unless they're really old. Any 20th century diamond will bore the shit out of me. All right, someone bought the emerald. I hope it's Shira. But whoever got it, I hope you love it. Smoky quartz. Okay, so the smoky quartz, yeah. French, $850, mid-century, let's say. This one's a tough one to date. Actually, it's so high and Mad Men-ish, maybe even 1960. Let's say 1960, France. Fun place to be. Hold on. I got this virus, so I'm going to be drinking tea. Thanks. Curling iron. Okay, so what else sold that I didn't know? How about the pinchback? Pinchback is sold. How about the starfish earrings?
Starfish is not sold. A lot of invoices went out.
Okay. The coral's still around, and the paste and the hoops. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are not like dirt cheap. I mean, it's easy to pull the trigger on something that's $400, but I know it's not easy. I don't think I've ever bought anything off one of these Instagram lives, and you guys are. It must feel kind of thrilling. Okay, let me see what's next. Oh, this big honkin' piece of 22 karat gold is it's $2,400. This is an 1899 solid gold sovereign coin. So it's an English coin. At this point, they were making them in solid gold standard, you know? And you've got St. George slaying the dragon. Can you see? St. George is on his horse, and he is crushing a dragon and stabbing him with the sword. And the year is beneath, 1899. St. George and the dragon is like an ancient story that England uses to sort of talk about good versus evil, England being good. And it goes all the way back to the myth of Perseus and Andromeda. And, okay, someone just bought it. I think Regina bought it, but I'm going to tell you one more great fact about this. On the back is Queen Victoria's portrait. I'll try to show you the back. It's worth knowing. Queen Victoria, this is the last portrait she ever had done for coinage. And she's old, she's overweight, she's wearing a veil on her head. It's called the veiled portrait. the veiled head portrait, and her mourning veil is partially covering her crown. So at this point, she was kind of retreating from the public eye. She was mourning her husband, and the mourning part of her personality is sort of taking over the royal part of her personality symbolically with the way she's wearing that veil. It's cool. Coin nerds rejoice, which I am one of them now. Coin nerds, I am one of you. Okay, these little tiny French dormeuse sleeper earrings are meant to go in your ears and, let me say, stay in your ears. So we got little pearls and little diamonds in star settings. These are $750 French 18 karat lever backs. They're so little, I feel like either they're for a child. Oh yeah, and there's little old cut diamonds in there. They're either for a little kid or they're for, I don't know, a small person. You have about half an inch clearance for your earlobes. So what I would do is put them in and never take them out. There's no reason to. They're like super comfortable with that lever back. They're secure. Turn of the 20th century French. So 1900, maybe a little older. They're small, but so well made and so mighty. And so, wear them for the next 20 years, you know? Dormeuse, also known as sleepers. And this is the point where this kind of earring was just turning from front to back style to the style we know now, where you put the earrings in yourself from front to back. The next pair I'm going to show you are a small person, back to fronts. This is the second pair of French 18 karat earrings, diamond earrings I have for tonight, and these are back to fronts. So the way you put them in is from the back to the front, like that. Hold on, I'm gonna put aside these sleepers because it looks like someone bought them. So this is, another 18 karat French situation. Do you see the rose cut diamonds here? I'll turn them around. I'm calling them starburst sleepers. Those are some really old, sweet rose cuts. There's not a lot of facets on there, which make them not as like glittery as the diamonds you know now. These are 1,300. It's about 10 points per diamond. That means like 1/10 of a carat per diamond, although it's really hard to measure rose cut diamonds for various reasons. Our measuring equipment doesn't really want to measure rose cut diamonds the right way. So I'm estimating, but it's a conservative estimate. Back to fronts, really great rose colored 18 karat French gold. Sold, baby. Here's maybe the last of the French pieces. I got to be friendly with a French dealer recently, and it's like opened a whole new kind of world. I don't know. I feel like I got to get myself to France. I'm thinking about this. Has anyone been to the antique shows at, what is it called? Marseille? Or at, well, there's also a big show in Parma in Italy that I really wanted to go to. Let me see. But okay, let me tell you about this guy. This is a French, like wordplay kind of rebus type of thing. It's $525. Silver disc, and it says, does anyone speak French? If you want to translate, I will take your translation, but I'll tell you too. It says, if you sound it out, it says, Aime-moi sans cesser, which means love me without ceasing, or love me endlessly. Aime, A-I-M-E, is love. Moi. Sans is the, the number 100 is sans, or, but sans, S-A-N-S, is also without. Cesser. C-C is, if you say it in the French way, cesser is ceasing. Yeah, sorry about the French. Okay, are you guys still there? I accidentally exited the app, but okay, someone bought this. It's really cute. Okay, so let's do some ancient Roman coins, shall we? I've got 6 of them. First one, they're all $595. First one, oh, and if you want a chain for these, little silver chain, just let me know and I will give you one for free. I've got a big roll of silver chain here left over from like the early 2000s. So this guy, first coin up for grabs, is the goddess is Spes, S-P-E-S is the name of this goddess. Hold on for focusing. So this goddess, this is made in silver. It's a silver coin minted in the year 198. Spes was the personification of hope, the goddess of hope, particularly she was associated with the younger generation, like youthful longing, youthful hope, because hope wasn't really a ancient Roman concept. There was an idea that like the future is going to happen, and you can have good things happen or bad things happen, but it's not up to you. Hoping isn't, I don't know, they didn't, from what I understand, there wasn't really a word for hope the way we know it now, but it's the closest one we've got. It's a little hard to see her, but she's really well defined. She's lifting her skirt and walking, and she's holding a flower. So, yeah, pretty good. I bought a whole bunch of ancient Roman coins recently, and they're in really good shape. You can like really see the flower. I bet if you were a flower nerd, you would even be able to figure out what kind of flower it was. And her name, S-P-E-S, is written around the outside of the coin. $5.95. Sold. I like it. The next one is pretty badass goddess. This is Vesta, the goddess of hearth and home. Her name is printed around the coin, and she's holding a palladium. Okay, so it looks like she's holding a tiny person, but it's not a person. It's something called a palladium, which was a wooden sculpture of Athena, as far as I understand. And yes, you can totally, Whitney, I think that's Whitney. If you want a coin that's not drilled, let me know. And if you see any goddess you like, I will try to get one for you since you're like such a damn great collector. So Vesta was one of, have you heard of the Vestal Virgins? The Vestal Virgins in Rome were in charge of protecting this tiny little wooden sculpture of Athena that Odysseus stole from the citadel of Troy. Apparently, in Rome, for like many, many centuries, there was this palladium. It was kind of a magical object that the Vestal Virgins guarded. And it is apparently was a real thing. Vesta may not have been totally, literally real, but here she is holding the palladium, which then became a metaphor for like anything that provides safety. So Vesta, goddess of home, hearth, and safety. Sold. The next goddess we have is Providencia. Let me show you. This coin was minted in the year like 100. Just fucking insane if you think about it. Providencia was the divine personification of the ability to foresee and make provision. So the phrase divine providence comes from her name. I think she's sort of like having your shit together goddess. The one that's sort of saying, you got this. Like you've trained your whole life for this. Like you got this shit. You can handle this shit. So she's the goddess of the ability to foresee and make provision. She's pointing to a globe with her hand, and she's holding a scepter. And here's whoever Trajan was the ruler on the back. Who cares? The goddess, to me, is the interesting part of this all. $595. Silver denarius, found in England. Because people carried these denarii around. They were sort of like the dollar of the ancient world. There's, I just saw an article in the Smithsonian magazine where somewhere in Wales, someone dug up like 10,000 denarii that were buried in like a vessel in a Welsh backyard. There are tens of thousands going around. Goddess for the type A's, yes. Okay, 3 more ancient Roman coins. All of them are $595. This one is the goddess Fortuna. She was kind of the goddess who controlled and told you the future. She's holding a cornucopia in one hand. She always had a cornucopia. And she's holding the rudder of a ship. She's sort of resting her hand on the rudder of a ship, which is the way that you steer a ship, because Fortuna sort of steering everyone's fate. She was the goddess of luck, fate, and fortune. And if you were going to be an ancient Roman who was needing to know the future, you would go to an oracle at a temple of Fortuna, and they would consult Fortuna. The thing about Fortuna is that it's not really a good luck charm. Sorry to say, that would be a more sellable object, I guess, but Fortuna was really neutral. She didn't have an opinion on, she didn't want to like help people or hurt people. She was the future. Sometimes it's bad. Bad things happen, good things happen. That's Fortuna for you. The next 2 are Venus. And I guess I'll show you them at the same time because they're both really interesting and both really similar. From similar time periods, both in amazing condition. So actually $595 is kind of a steal for either one of these. One of them, this one, she's holding an apple in her hand and she's holding her dress up with the other hand. Venus and an apple, kind of a great object for Venus. She was the goddess of love, beauty, fertility, desire, victory, sex. Mostly, she was like the love goddess. Come on, we know what Venus is. The one on the left, she's holding a dove in her hand. So an apple and a dove, similar positions, great Roman drapery. And yeah, they're from pretty close together around, this one's probably from the 160s. This one's from the 190s, which is insane. But there you go. Okay, all these coins are sold. I know, I'm having so much stinking fun with the coins. Oh, a few other great Roman pieces. This is a glass bracelet from ancient Rome. Black glass. It's solid. It's not going to snap or anything. Reminds me of the glass bangles I used to buy when I went to India and like backpacked around India and couldn't afford shit, but glass bangles were affordable for everyone, Indian women and backpacking American women. This guy's $325. Black Roman glass. It's pretty damn small. That's the thing. It's for either a very small woman. Actually, you know what? With some hand cream, I could get this on. Could be for a child too. I mean, the inner diameter, I'll show you. If you have a ruler nearby, just so you know how small we're talking, is like 2 inches. So I don't know what the circumference is. I don't have a soft tape measure, but it's small. So I'm like, okay, well, someone bought it anyway. Give it to your kid or have it nearby. But Roman glass was a thing that was affordable for a lot of people. Romans produced a lot of glass. Next up is a remnant. It's sort of a cultural whisper left over from the ancient Roman era, even though this piece was made around 1900. Oh, hey, Con. How are you? This guy's $675. Made at the tail end of the Victorian era with gold fingernails. Kind of like even the thumb has a fingernail. So this hand gesture is a figa. Yes, a figa. And it's supposed to be a vagina, I think. It's... God, there's so much bullshit lore on the internet about these things, these Italian evil eye repelling hand symbols. I don't want to bullshit you too much because I am not Italian and I do not really know, but there's some combination of female energy and evil eye repelling here. That's about as much as I can say comfortably, but it's 9-karat gold and bone, a little bit yellowed from age in the best way. Sold. Oh, this is the one that Veronica wants. We go through our pieces in the beginning, and this is a hairpin. Oh. Yeah, if you guys have info that you feel like I'm not covering about these things, please say. I'm going to learn, and you guys are going to learn. So this guy is cut steel. I have 3 cut steel pieces coming up. So I think everyone may know what cut steel is at this point. They're little faceted gemstones of cut steel. This is sort of what rose cut diamonds looked like. And they're from the same period, early diamond cutting, 1820. But they're made of steel. At that point, people were using steel, not for like buildings or anything, but they're figuring it out. So someone cut a base plate out of brass in a moon shape, drilled about a bazillion holes, and then made these gems and riveted each gem to the base plate. It's on a tortoise shell comb, and someone, the coolest thing about, 2 cool things about this. One, it's like a lunar crescent pointing down, like the depictions of Diana that you see on ancient coinage or in neoclassical art. Diana had a moon on her head, like this, right? So first of all, it looks fucking amazing on. I have a similar personal collection piece that's a PK version, like a Diana lunar goddess situation. You can wear it this way, you can wear it that way, same with this. But the other thing I love is that there's an ancient, well not ancient, but like a 200-year-old homemade repair on here. See that twisty wire there? It looks like a spiral kind of thing. Someone took a regular household steel pin, sewing pin, and I guess the riveted part broke at some point. So some woman fixed this with a sewing pin, but it's old. It's an old, I can tell it's an old pin. And I just like to think of someone in like the 1830s being like, oh shit, my hairpin broke. And doing like a little repair at her desk or her dressing table. Sold? I wanted to talk a little bit about, let me see, am I missing a piece? Okay, the second cut steel piece I have is, I love when they're this figurative. This is a mosquito, a big mosquito pin. Why a mosquito? I can't imagine, well, if there are any English people watching, I don't think mosquitoes are a big thing in the UK. I know that people were starting to live, like English people were colonizing the subcontinent and places where mosquitoes were a big thing. And I wonder if this is what that's about. It's $550. It's from around 1810, 1820. It's got all the things you want in cut steel. Like that whole base plate is cut by hand, riveted by hand. We got the old Georgian pin with like that T-shaped rivet. Cricket? I don't know. I don't think it is a cricket. I think it's a mosquito. I mean, look at that, those legs. It's sold. This is awesome. For anyone who's a new owner of cut steel, do not let these get wet, okay? And if they get wet, dry them with like a blow dryer as fast as you can. or else, steel. This isn't stainless steel. This is steel, and it's going to rust. So keep it out of your steamy bathroom and keep it out of the water, please. Next up is a made from horseshoe nails. Ugh, so cool. This is malachite. Malachite is a really lacy, beautiful green semi-precious stone. I don't even know if it's semi-precious. Whenever I talk about gems, I feel like a fraud because I know very little about them. This is $375. It's a hand-cut malachite heart. Oh, the back has that good lacy concentric circle thing going on. Can you see? $375. Nearly impossible to date this guy. All I can say is that it was cut and shaped by hand. It's not like a super professional high art jewelry piece. It could be made in the 1930s. It could be made in the 1830s. It could be made in the 1700s. I don't know. But I added a 14 karat gold split ring to the top, a new one, so you can add it, put it on any necklace you want. It's about an inch and an eighth. 1 1/8 inch tall. And it's just that good colorful kind of, you want something colorful and you want a slightly abstracted heart, I gotcha. Oh, this is sold? Okay, yeah, that's a no-brainer. This is the piece that when Veronica asked me what's my favorite piece in the lineup, we spend 45 minutes on FaceTime before these start, and I'm doing my nails, and we're talking about the day, and we're chit-chatting about her beautiful dog, and I'm saying things to her dog, usually talking directly to her dog only. This is the one that I said is my favorite piece. So this is a Grand Tour jewel, 1850s, 1840s, could be a little earlier. There's 7 cameos here. They're all made of lava from a volcano, a long extinct volcano. And it's $1,350, just so you know what you're asking for. But each of these gods represent a day of the week. So there's 7 of them here. They represent both a planet and a day of the week. When I found this and realized what it was, I was like, oh, damn. Diana is the moon. Mars represents Tuesday. I think he has the little wings on his head. I mean, these are a little bit worn. They've been softened over time. We've got Mercury is Wednesday. Oh, wait. This one's Mercury. I don't know. You're going to have to look closer because I can't really see it this way. Jupiter's Thursday. Venus is Friday. Saturn is Saturday. There's the old man, Saturn. And Apollo represents the sun. He's Sunday. Are they dyed? You know what? I don't know. I don't know how to tell if they're dyed. I have no idea. Could be. Another great thing about this piece, so it's in 14 karat gold. The frames are 14 karat. But sometime in the Victorian period, the frame failed or got too weak, so somebody had a jeweler repair it by cutting a silver exact replica of the shape, soldering it onto the back. So there's 2 layers here. There's a silver layer and then the original gold layer. It could have been, it could have been 50 years after the original piece was made, but someone really gave a shit about it and had it repaired, and really well repaired. I love to see that kind of thing. Did it sell?
Dead.
Oh, it's kind of sad. Yeah, favorite piece of the night. Here's a weird one. This one's $900. This is a piece. It's a vessel. It's like a perfume locket or some sort of locket to hold something or other. It's made of a material called Blue John. Blue John is a very English material. It's only found in one place in the world, in Derbyshire. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. But since the mid 1700s, people were mining this and making things like bowls or urns. It's $900. Blue John is, okay, so can you see it's like purple veins up there and then gets to be yellow, sort of translucent. And this isn't gold, it's metal. And it's got an old ass cork. And I cleaned out some ancient magical substance in there. I don't know if it was perfume or medicine or resin or what, but I did the absolute best I could. But I do see that someone hollowed out this piece of stone with a pretty analog drill. You know, this is before like drills and electric drills. So the opening only goes down about halfway through the stone. It has space for whatever you want to add, but yeah, poison, for example. Let me see. Can I show you how transparent this is? It's pretty cool. The veins on this guy are, I don't know, kind of great. Blue John is a real collector's collection thing. You got to be pretty nerdy for antique jewelry to be into Blue John, so you're in the right place. And someone just bought it. I think you'll like it. It's freaking weird. I always try to have one wax seal in the group. This one is $575, so it's affordable. It's not gold, it's gold fill. This is from around 1840. It belonged to, you know, kind of anyone could have owned this. Any man of means or a woman. Letter writing was really, you would write letters every day. It says, let's see, it says, though lost to sight, to memory dear. Sorry, it's upside down. I am now a person who needs reading glasses to see things, and I don't have any with me. But, so this is not a stone. You know, the better wax seals were made from amethyst or carnelian. This one is made from glass. And, let me see. The way I know, I mean, I have some questionable methods for figuring out what things are, but if you tap it against your teeth, glass has like that ting glass feeling. Not a scientific method, but it's glass with orange foil behind it. So it's not colored glass. It's clear glass with orange colored metal foil behind it to make it so orange. It's like under an inch tall, great on a necklace. It's for someone who is in mourning. You know, you're on my mind, in my memory, even though I'm never gonna see you again. Sad. I know. $575. Let me see where we are here. We're moving through. Oh, sorry, Veronica, I did some skipping around. Did you scramble and catch up? Okay, let's travel back to ancient Rome. Okay, this is the last ancient thing I have. It's a set of 3 beads, decorative beads. Ancient Rome. These were from a different French dealer that I know. So they came from what is now France, but was then called Gaul. And ancient Rome was doing all kinds of crazy expeditions in what is now France and Germany and England. These beads are faience, it was an Egyptian invention. They're ceramic. And the colors, this purple, which is a fucking amazing purple, like 90% of the clothes that I wear are this color these days, and this greenish bluish, they came from minerals in the clay. They're not glazes. They came out because there's copper in that one, and I don't know what makes purple, but And then this one is ancient Roman glass. It's a little hard to see, but it's greenish black. And it's a great little trio. Put them on a chain, okay? They're fantastic. If you have a necklace that's like full of charms, put it on the side. Wear it there. Okay, $295. Someone claim it. 2nd, 3rd century. Hard to know because they made faience beads for a long time. French sleepers coming at you. My favorite pair of French sleepers. Okay, I like this Einstein kind of hair. This like wild like animal look. I like it. These are my favorite French earrings of the bunch. Here we have what I would refer to as Chrysler Building deco. High deco. Triangles reaching up to the heavens. Because industry was like, above all else. These, I know they're French, even though they are trying so hard to be New Yorky. They're $925, which is a fucking amazing deal for these. 1925-ish transitional cut diamonds in there. And they're two-tone white gold, 18 karat white and 18 karat yellow. They have the eagle head French hallmark on the ear wires. And they're lever backs. They're really like solid. This is just one of those, I don't know. This is great earrings, great deal. So fucking fabulous. I love that the French were scrambling to become like American in their jewelry style because for like the century before that, they just thought American design was, I don't think they even thought about it. They were like, what is this bullshit country? These idiots. And then suddenly, Deco comes along and they're like, oh, let's get on this Deco train. Those were $925. And the next one is the next incredible fucking deal of the night. This ring is $2,100. We've got 3 big old cushion cut rubies. This is high Victorian, 1880s. And 20 rose cut diamonds in 9 karat gold. Not sure why it's 9 karat. I would think it was 14 karat for all those diamonds and rubies. This cushion cut rubies in that like excellent raspberry color. This is a size 6.5, but I can resize it for you. I imagine it's English, but an old resizing has made the hallmarks go away forever. It was a good resizing though. There's no marks. We lost the hallmarks there somewhere. But I love that the diamond crossover is not just like 3 circles. It's a sort of infinity sign that goes 3 times. It really does cross over. Great rubies. They're not too worn, although they are slightly worn. And someone now owns it. Yeah, this is a great piece and a great price. I got a pretty decent deal on it. And probably should have put it on the website for much more money, but there you go. That's what these guys are for. You guys were going crazy for these little moonstone pendants. This one's $375. Just an elongated 1890s moonstone. Used to be a stick pin and is now a pendant. I had my jeweler use the end of the long stick pin to make a loop. Because we cheap. It's $375. It's just like gonna be a good, addition to your little. And we're on our last dozen pieces. Interesting. Can we recap what is unsold? Beads are gone. Starfish earrings?
Starfish are still available.
That's weird. Okay. We'll revisit after. Next moonstone of the night is this World War I era moonstone. I called it a signet ring, but I don't think it's fair to call this a signet ring. This technically, I guess, is a man's ring. It's a size 10.5, but I can size it down for you, no problem. Pretty hefty hunk of gold there, 9 carat. There's a snail hallmark, which I had to get Lindsay to help me with. It was made in Chester in 1916, so this is right in the middle of World War I, the worst part of World War I. The tiny pearl earrings, I think, are sold, baby. I'm sorry. If your Instagram account is private, does that mean I won't get invoice DMs? I don't know. Is that true? I actually have no idea.
I don't think so.
So I'll show you the hallmarks that told me this. There's a lot of them. There's a maker's mark that I couldn't find, maybe long gone. $9.75. Moonstone oval. Did someone just buy this? Okay. You guys are maniacs. You guys are crazy. In the best way. It's been kind of a slow month for sales on our website. I don't know if that helps me or hurts me. I don't really I think it's a neutral statement, but I've been looking forward to this because we have a lot of bills. We love bills to pay. And I've spaced these Instagram lives out to be, instead of every 2 weeks, they're every 3 weeks this month, because my kids are constantly sick. They're out of school. We're going to Mexico on spring break. I just need to slow down the pace a little bit, but then we'll pick it up again. Okay, so that last piece was from World War I. This one's from World War II. It's operculum, one of my favorite weird-ass organic stones. It's not a stone at all. It's part of a shellfish. It's from a univalve, not a bivalve, but a univalve shellfish. It's like a sea snail that comes from around Australia, Fiji, Samoa. It's called operculum, and people have been putting them in jewelry for hundreds of years. It's sometimes called Shiva's eye or cat's eye, and it's been described over the centuries as unsettling. It is a little unsettling. It's pearl-like, it's irregular, it's kind of milky, it's like an eye. It's like a milky little eye. This one has hallmarks that tell us it was from 1939, so dawn of World War II. I was thinking, also it's totally resizable, but its size, right now it's a size 8. It's silver gilt. You can still see traces of gold, but it's a pretty flimsy gold layer on there. I'm pretty sure. Okay, so the mounting was made back in England. The stone was brought back from the South Pacific. In 1939, English soldier, there was no war being fought in the South Pacific in 1939. That hadn't happened yet. So I'm not quite sure of the story. My theoretical timeline that someone brought this, some GI brought this home, that's debunked. Not true. Would have been a good story, but that's not it. Someone was in Tahiti or Samoa and did bring home a souvenir and had it set. $425. Dead fish eye. Yeah, it does look like a dead fish eye. Sold?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, it's a great deal.
Yeah.
It looks really cool on. Speaking of great deals, $225 for this stamp case that I had to get, because can you read what it says on there? Titbits. Titbits. Not tidbits, titbits. It's a stamp case, as stated, $225 for, let's see, you open it up. You can put 2 stamps in there under this little stamp holder. It's not even silver. It's just metal. I put this big old early 20th century silver thing on there. So if you want to hold your own titbits, I don't know why I have to buy these. I don't know why I'm that's the thing I want. The titbits. I mean, we do know why. We know at this point why, but there you go. Titbits. Say it with me. Okay, 4 pieces left. Sorry, Veronica's giggling. This is a good price. Titbits sold? This guy is 18 karat gold. It's 1,250. And these diamonds are not actually diamonds. They're pastes. Like great quality pastes. Let me see if I can show you how great. I can tell they're not no one will be able to tell they're not diamonds, but I can because they're a little more see-through than diamonds, I guess. That's not really the way a professional jeweler would describe it. But they're cut just like diamonds would be of the era, around 1900. We got French hallmarks for 18 karat gold. And it's on the larger side. And it's got that 18 karat gold orange tone that is unmistakable. That like silky orange high karat gold. The moon, people were still really into that seance spiritualism stuff. We still are, most of us. Let's not lie. And let me see, what can I say? 18 karat pearls and paste, end of the century, France, sold. Oh, I also, since I bought a big collection of these, I always put in these fairy crosses. These are $225. This was made, you know what? I have a piece of literature that comes with this. Hold on, I'm gonna go get it. I bought this from a real crazy lady. Let's see. Super crazy. This came with it. They're from the interwar period, so they're between World War I, World War II. A natural wonder, Old Virginia fairy or lucky stones. $225. So they come in 3 forms. Whatever. It was named by whoever made this in Virginia, tourist site. It says, the starlights, better known as fairy stones, are found in a field of about 50 acres on top of Bull Mountain, Patrick County. It's known that ex-President Roosevelt and ex-President Wilson, as well as some of the crown heads of Europe, and prominent officers and men in the European War carried these as lucky pieces, tucked snugly away about them. So, apparently, American presidents, who are known to be very superstitious, carried these. Also, when they say men, officers and men in the European War, we know that there had only been one world war at that point, so they weren't calling it World War I. They were calling it the Great War or the European War. So I would say dating this to 1920 or 30. And I'll send this thing along with it, whoever gets it. I'd put a gold bail on the top, 14 karat bail. It's cool. Yeah, that one's, okay, someone snagged that. I have, Gloria. I'll send you a fairy stone. This is the last coin on my list. It's not ancient Roman. It's from a very unlucky year in the UK, 1666. 666 was a freaky deaky number for them for a bunch of reasons, but one of the big reasons was that London pretty much burned down. The Great Fire of 1666 was totally out of control, and lots of people died, lots of buildings were lost. It was sort of when London had to rebuild what was a mostly medieval city into what became a more modern city. It's got great oxidized features. It's copper. It was metal detected. It's $225. Another fucked up thing that happened in 1666 was the bubonic plague. Killed about a third of all Europeans during that, decade. It's got a Tudor rose on it. it says King's Farthing. There's the Tudor rose. And on the back, it's too worn to really see, but it's shield with dragons. And my metal detector guy found this in Norfolk in the UK. And I put this ring on the top. It's gold. It's a cool, very vibey piece. That's a great color. Great size, great shape. Sold. And the last piece is another witch adjacent charm. It's an Irish shamrock. This is $525. I don't even know how to date this. 1890 maybe. Stick on my hand. You see, it's a little witch's cauldron. Used to be a stick pin, but I rescued it from that fate, and now it's a charm. It's got marble inlay for the shamrock. Yeah. And it's sort of engraved all around that. It's marked sterling, and like I said, I don't have my glasses. We're there. JC&S sterling. 1890 tourist souvenir from Ireland with a lucky shamrock. I think this kind of green stone was called Connemara marble because a lot of the Irish souvenir jewelry was marketed as Connemara marble, just like a local Irish agate or jasper. 1669 farthing or 1666? Oh, 1669. But actually, I mean, you tell me. What do you see? I don't know. The last number is pretty gone. And that's my last one. Let's go through what didn't sell, which I think I've got maybe 5 pieces here. Okay, Veronica, I need you. This one is, let me see. I'm flipping the screen. This coral's incredible. I'm gonna put this on the website because it's super impressive and it is hard to show on video, but it's one of those things. Lindsay's gonna photograph it with some like glamour shots. I'm asking 1,350. It'll probably be like 2,200 online. The shortest strand we have here is 14 inches and the longest is 19 inches. So it goes up there, but it also gets longer. And it's got this like, I mean, it's a fucking cool ass piece. I submerged it in water, not the hair part, but the coral part, because it had been in storage, God knows where, for a long time. And the old silk survived, so. And now doesn't smell like cigarette smoke anymore. So.
Now it's sold.
Oh, someone bought it? It's a little sad. Be careful, the silk is not, I mean, it's not snapping or breaking or fraying or anything, but just go gently. When you open this, pull the metal and not the thread, okay? Because this thread is like it's old. Maybe it was restrung at some point. I don't know. Okay, next, this moonstone pendant sold, right? I imagine?
Yeah, that was sold. The French hoops are still available.
Oh, cool. Okay, French hoops, $1,900, not $1,900, the year 1900. $1,600, 18 karat French hoops from the 1890s. Okay, they're about 1 inch square. They are rosy gold, but not rose gold, and straight from Paris. Parisian hoops. And how about this wax seal? Is that gone?
That is still available.
Oh, okay. $575. We've got a memorial seal for no one in particular, just generally for a grieving person. It says, the lost to sight, to memory dear. Orange foiled glass and gold fill, probably from around 1840. And how about the smoky quartz ring? Is that gone?
Of course, is still available.
Oh, okay, I'm gonna wear this one. Wearing it home. Let me see, what is this? This long smoky quartz, sort of elongated rectangle. Almost 2.5 carats. Okay, well, if you want the fob but you can't decide, or if you want any of these things, just you feel too freaked out to like pull the trigger here, DM me tomorrow. You know, if it's on your mind, DM. We'll send you some photos and some videos, and you can make a choice in a more relaxed, sensible way. Sleep on it, okay? Truly. We usually do some sales the next day, you know, or sometimes a week later. See what speaks to you, okay? Don't freak out because of FOMO. Don't buy it because of FOMO, okay? I want you to like love this stuff, even though we're creating like a FOMO environment, a freaky, fast-paced environment. Just keep it cool, man. How about the eternity ring?
The eternity ring is still available.
Okay, I'm gonna send this one to Lindsay, so she's gonna put it on the website. This one is needs to be seen to be really appreciated, like up close. Let me see. Can you see it? Not really. And plus, an eternity ring has to be like a Cinderella type fit. And what size is it? 8.5. It's not like a 6 that anyone can wear. Last up, starfish earrings.
Starfish sold.
Oh, they sold. Okay, so really nothing is. Okay, great. Let's call it a day, guys. It's 9:45. Irish cauldron. Witch cauldron. My friend Rosemary might need this. She's an Irish American witch. But it's here if you are haunted by it tomorrow. Okay, guys. Good night. Thank you. This is fucking great. This ring, the smoky quartz ring, is $850. It's 18 karat gold, French, mid-century, smoky quartz. Cocktail ring. The price on the eternity ring is $750, which is a stupid price for any kind of eternity ring from the Georgian period. And let's see. Okay. Just DM me your thoughts or your requests or your hopes and dreams at any point. We are here, okay? Good night. And I'll see you in 3 weeks, okay? Bye.